So again, good morning everyone. Sa tingin ko talagang 11 lang ang kakayanin, pero I am hoping na later darating din yung iba yung mga classmates na madadagdagan yung makikinig sa lecture ngayong araw. Okay, so today our lesson will be about module number 13, 14, and 15, but let us start first with module 13, which is simple probability. Okay, and what is your goal for today? So your goal is for you to define probability and of course find the probability of simple events. Naririnig ba ako ng malinaw ang lahat?
Opo.
Okay. So let us have first the pretest. Your pretest will be done through the quizzes. Okay. So I want you to open your phone. Diba? You have your phone, you have your tablet, and then you go to joinmyquiz.com and then you enter the code 597348, or you may simply go to this link that I'll send to your chat, to our group chat, or I mean here in our chat box. So send ko na rin siya dun sa GC ninyo para makasali din yung mga kaklase. Okay, so you may now join the link, join the quiz, enter the code, type your quiz's name, and then, of course, you have to click start. Yan. So I'll be sharing my screen, yung screen ko sa, yan. So we have Stephanie, Jane Arnaiz, Micaela sisters. So I want you to join now. Pwede naman kayo habang nag-uusap tayo dito sa Zoom, open nyo yung Google Chrome nyo, then you type joinmyquiz.com and then enter this code. Pwede yan. Hindi kayo magli-live dito. So we now have Samantha Nicole, Velasco, Ulrich Ambas. Yan. Here you may join. Jonelyn Manugid. Pwede kayo mag-join, okay? Sige. Hintayin natin na maka-15 tayo. Ay, maka-14. How about the others? Nasaan na po kayo? Ayan. Sige. Join pa. Yan. Nadadagdagan na tayo. We have JD Torres, Heart David. Sino pa? Sige, mag-join lang. Ayan. Sige, join. Are you seeing my screen? Nakikita niyo ba yung pinapresent ko?
Opo.
So I think may mga dadagdag pa, no? We have 8, 9, 10, 11 participants. So meron pa tayong iba pang hinihintay to join. Ayan. Okay, you may join. You may join the class. Okay na ba? Pwede na tayo mag-start. Ilan to? 12. So we have 12 participants. How about those na nandyan? Would you like to join? Okay, so wala naman sumagot. So let us start. Yan. So let us yan. So nakikita nyo, no? Yung screen natin. Yan. Okay lang yan. This is just our pretest. So okay lang na may mali kayo. Ayan. So may nakatapos na, no? Mas puro mga dalawa sila. Mga nakatapos. Tatlo. How about the others? Check natin, no? Ayan. So dalawa na. Tatlo. Nakatapos. 4, 5, 6, 7. Ayan. So ang gawin natin is let us show the top 5. Hinihintay pa natin yung iba to finish their pretest. Yan. So, mahirap ba yung questions na meron tayo?
Mabilis lang yung time, ma'am.
Mabilis lang yun. Oo. Talaga mabilis yung time. Siguro, babagalan ko na lang yung iba mamaya. Okay. Kasi pag pretest talaga mabilis lang po tayo. So, hinihintay ko lang matapos yung iba, no? Then, after niyan, makikita na natin kung sino yung nag-top 5 at sino yung, of course, yung nag-top 1. So, meron pa tayong 1, 2, 3, 4, apat na hindi pa natatapos. O, 3 na lang sila. Pero, I guess, hintayin pa rin natin. Si Heart David, si Argente, tsaka si Ren. Sino si Ren? Heart David. Biglang tumaas si Heart David. How about Argente? And Ren. So kapag tinignan natin yung top 5 natin, we'll have Valladolid, Hermenegildo, Arnaiz, Velasco, and Arapis. Congratulations sa mga nakakuha ng points. So kung titingnan nyo, no, meron din talagang score sa pagiging mabilis sa pagsagot. Kaya makikita nyo may tamang sagot sila pero pantay-pantay dahil dun sa time and dun sa oras ng pagsagot ninyo. Dun sa timing, kumbaga. Okay? So tapos na lahat except for Ren. I don't know what happened. Siguro na wala ng internet. So congratulations dun sa mga nakakuha ng tamang sagot. So let us look at first the pretest, no? Yung number one, what is the percentage of rain today? April 30, 2021 in Pasig City. So if you are in Pasig City right now, this will be helpful for you. And of course, syempre as a person, as a Filipino, of course, we need to learn not just the subjects that we have every day, but of course, we need to learn about the weather that we have, the climate. Okay? So, kung titingnan natin, yung answer po dito ay 12%. Remember na the summer already and mas mababa yung percentage ng ating ng pag-unlan ngayong summer. So 8 got the correct answer and 5 got the incorrect answer. Number 2, a box contains 7 red balls, 5 blue balls, and 8 yellow balls. What is the percentage of getting a blue ball? So as you can see, meron tayo ditong different numbers for different balls. So ilan pa lahat ng bola muna? Para malaman mo yung percentage, dapat alam mo kung ilan lahat ng bola. So ilan po lahat ng bola natin?
20
Ilan?
po.
20. So ilan po ba yung blue? Out of 20, ilan po yung blue natin? Ilan ba yung blue? There are 5 blue balls. So out of 20 balls, 5 doon ay blue. So ilang percentage ba nun? Ilan ba yung percentage nun? 5 out of 20 in percentage. That is
25.
25%. Okay? So, ano yung percentage ng getting a blue ball? That is 25%. So, saan natin siya nakuha? Nakuha natin siya because of 5 out of 20. Okay? Which is equal to 25%. Now, which of the following is not exactly equal to 75%? Alin daw ba dyan ang hindi exactly equal to 75%? Napakadali lang nito, no? So, dito, 10 ang nakakuha ng tamang answer. 0.75 is equal to 75%. 0.8, balikan natin yan. 3/4 is also 75%. And 51 over 68, if you get the lowest term of this, or the simplest form of 51 over 68, that's 3/4, which is also 75%. Kaya nga meron dyang term na sinabi exactly, meaning we are pertaining here to 0.8. Okay? Kasi hindi siya exact na equal to 75%. Next, how about for number 4? A committee of 2 is to be chosen from 4 students consisting of 2 boys and 20 girls. What is the probability that a committee of 2 boys will be chosen? So as you can see, this is a question pertaining to a certain topic that we've already taken before. So ano ba yung lesson na yon? When you have the word chosen, what kind of lesson is that? What kind of technique? Anong lesson ba yon? We choose members of a committee where the arrangement is not important. Is it permutation or combination? Arrangement is not important.
Combination.
Combination. So as you can see dito, combination po ito. So kung combination yan, you have to use, of course, the combination notation. You have to represent the problem using combination notation. Kaya lang, as you can see dito, gumagamit tayo ng probability. And dito sa question natin earlier, we have to look for those values na exactly equal to 75% because probability is not just represented in percentage but also in fraction. So, masasabi natin dito sa number 4 that we can look for the probability in fraction form. Ano ba yung in fraction form niya? Siyempre, you have to identify ano yung numerator, ano yung denominator. So, for the numerator, of course, titingnan mo muna yung number of boys. Tapos, sabi nga dyan, no, you have to form a committee that is consists of 2 boys. So kung 2 boys pa, ano yung combination niyan? That's combination of 2 taken 2. Why 2 taken 2? Because there are 2 boys and all of them will be chosen. So that's combination of 2 taken 2 at a time. Okay? So yung numerator natin, combination of 2 taken 2. How about the denominator? Yung denominator natin will be equal to all of the combinations given this kind of situation. Ibig sabihin nun, you have to consider 4 students and you will choose 2 of them. So that's combination of 4 taken 2 at a time sa denominator. So sa numerator, combination of 2 taken 2. And ang combination of 2 taken 2 is equal to 1. Sa denominator naman natin, that's 4 taken 2 at a time, which is equal to 6. So the answer here is 1/6. So aside from probability, you also use here the concept of combination because we are pertaining to a situation which involves combination. Okay. How about for number 5? So 7 got the correct answer. There are x plus 1 red balls, 2x plus 5 blue balls, and x white balls. If the probability of selected ball is 2/9, selected red ball is 2/9, what is the value of x? So, paano nyo ba nakuha yung answer dito? Because here you have to solve. And if you solve for x, then you will get 3 as the value. So later, I'll give examples of this para mas maintindihan ninyo. Let us now proceed to our lesson. Let me share my screen again. So we are done with the pretest, and I would like to congratulate again the top 5 and of course the top 1. Sino nga ulit yung ating top 1 in the quizzes? Hindi nyo na natandaan? Sino yung top 1 natin sa quizzes? I would like you to give his or her a clap. Meron ba tayo ditong wala tayo ditong clap, ganon. Meron ba sa inyo? Ito kasi sa akin, wala. So, congratulations again. And let's now proceed to the recap. And for the recap, as you can see, we are given here different events. Events A, B, and C, where event A is consists of H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6, or head 1 to 6. And then event B is tail 1 to, or T 1 to T6. While event C is consists of H2, H4, H6, T2, T4, and T6. Okay, so we are going to look for the union of the intersection of A and C and the intersection of B and C. While in number 2, we are going to look for the intersection of the union of A and C and the union of B and C. Okay, so to look for that, the answer, of course, we have to first identify ano ba yung intersection of A and C and yung intersection ng B and C. When we say intersection again, that's the common element. Okay? Pag nakakita kayo ng U na pababa ang itsura or nakabaliktad, kapareho or common elements ang hinahanap, ibig sabihin. So ano yung common elements ng A and C? Ito yung A, ito yung C. Ano yung common element nila? Sige po, you may turn on your mic if you want to answer and if you know the answer.
H2, H4, H6 po, ma'am.
Correct. That's H2, H4, H6. Okay, next. How about for the intersection of event B and C? What is the intersection of event B and C?
T2, T4, T6.
T2, T1, T6, correct? Now, what is their union? Kapag nakakita kayo ng parang U na symbol here, that means union. When we say union, again, review natin, no? When we say union, that's all of the elements from both events. Okay, so yung event na to and event na to, lahat ng elements sa kanila will be included here. Kasi union ang sabi. So ano yung magiging answer ko for number 1? That would be, sige, answer. Ambas.
H2, H4, H6, T2, T4, T6.
Correct. So that's H2, H4, H6, T2, T4, T6. Okay, let us proceed now to number 2. What is the intersection of the two events? Ano yung two events na yun? That's union of A and C and union of B and C. So you already know what is union, what is intersection, so I want you to answer it now. So what will be the union of A and C? Okay. Pwede mag-turn on ng mic if you want to answer.
H2, H4, H6 po.
Union of A and C. What do you mean by union again? Union means you have to include all the elements in both what they call this, in both events. So kung A and C yan, you have to include all the events in A and all the events in C. I mean, all the elements in A and all the elements in C. Sige nga, paki-include nga all the elements of A and C. Sige, ambas.
H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6, T2, T4, T6.
Okay. So as you can see, dun sa answer ni Ambas, sinama niya lahat ng H1 to H6. Dahil may kapareho siya dito H2, H4, H6, in-include niya na yon. So isa lang yung count nun. While the other one is T2, T4, and T6. Kasama rin yan. Okay? So kung titingnan ninyo dito ang answer natin dito ay H1 to H6 and T2 to T4, T6. How about for the union of B and C? Torres.
H2, H4, H6, T1,
Tapos,
T2, T3, T4, T5,
ano, T5 tapos
T6
T.
po.
Okay, correct. So in-include niya lahat ng elements in both event B and event C. How about if you are going to get their intersection? When we say intersection, kabaliktaran ng union. Sa union kasi, you have to include all. Sa intersection kasi, you have to find the common only. So what will be their intersection?
po, ma'am.
Yes
Try ko
po.
lang. H2, H4, H6, tas T2, T4, T6 ba?
Okay. So both events have common elements, and that is H2, H4, H6, T2, T4, T6. So balikan natin yung answer for number 1. So yung answer po sa number 1 ay H2, H4, H6, T2, T4, T6. Ang answer sa number 2 is the same. H2, H4, H6, T2, T4, and T6. So I hope you already remember yung lesson natin this past week. Okay? So let us proceed now to the lesson. Ano ba yung lesson natin ngayon? Again, it is about the simple probability. But I want you to first look at this picture. So are you familiar with this game? Nakita nyo na ba to once in your life? Alam nyo ba yung tawag dito? What do we call this kind of game? Alam ba o hindi? So kung hindi alam, okay lang naman. No? So if you are not familiar with this game is what we call the, wait lang, yeah. So we call this game as backgammon. So in this game, there are certain rules, of course. And in the history, sabi nga, it is one of the oldest board games known. And it is played by 2 players, where each player has 15 checkers. Yung tinatawag natin na checkers ay yung mga bilog na yan. So each player has 15 checkers, and they will move each checker in the triangles here. So yung triangles dito, meron tayo ditong 24 na triangles kung saan nila pwedeng i-move yung mga checkers na yan. And one of the rules here is if they roll the die in doubles in this game, they get the chance to roll the dice again. Okay? So that is one of the rules. Nakapag-roll sila ng doubles, they will roll the dice again. Ibig sabihin, more chances of winning ang mangyayari dito. So, tingnan natin what will be the chance that you will roll the doubles if you are playing the backgammon. So let us have first all the possible outcomes when we roll the die. Okay? So as you can see, there are 2 dice. So kaya tayo nagkaroon dito ng 1 to 6 and another 1 to 6. Because if you roll the die, these are the possible outcomes. Ito yung mga posibleng lumabas when we roll the dice. Okay, so I want you to look at this table and give me the number of all the possible outcomes. Ilan ba lahat ng posibleng maging outcomes natin? Ilan po? So what do you think is the number of outcomes that we have here? Ilan yan lahat-lahat? Pakibilang nga po. Ilan yan lahat? So kapag binilang yan, ilan? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ilan po lahat?
36.
36. So kapag binilang yan lahat, there are all possible outcomes. So binilang natin yan, there are 36 possible outcomes. Pag inisa-isa mo yung bilangin. Okay? So as you can see dito sa table natin, the number of possible outcomes are 36. Okay, tandaan nyo yung kabuuan niya. Next, how many doubles are there? Ilan daw ba yung doubles natin dito? What do you mean by doubles ba? Ilan po yung doubles natin? When we say doubles, ano ba yung ibig sabihin nun when rolling a die? Sorry, nakapag-roll ako ng 4 dun sa isa kong die. How about dun sa other one? Ano dapat yung makukuha ko? Para masabi kong doubles yan. 4 yung nakuha ko, dapat yung isang die, ano yung makukuha ko?
4 din dapat, ma'am.
4 din dapat. Okay? So we call that doubles. Kasi yung una kong die, 4 ang lumabas at yung pangalawa, 4 din. So how many doubles are there here in the given table? 6. So, ayan yung 6 na hinahanap natin na double. So that's 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6. Okay? So kapag binilang natin, there are 6 doubles out of 36 possible outcomes. Okay? Out of 36 possible outcomes. And if the dice are fair, each outcome is equally likely to occur or to happen. Okay? So ngayon, tingnan naman natin, gaano kalaki ba yung tsansa that the double number will appear when we roll the dice? Gaano ba kalaki yung tsansa? Sabi nga, that is 36, that is 6 over 36 or 6 out of 36. So ano yung binabanggit natin dyan? The chance of double number is 6 over 36 or simply 1 over 6, which is the ratio of favorable outcome over the possible outcome. So kanina nga sabi natin 6 out of 36 and that can be written in fraction. That's 6 over 36. Kapag nilowest term natin, that's 1 over 6. So yun yung ganun kalaki yung chance or ganun yung we can represent the chance using fraction. And makukuha natin yan if we are going to get the ratio of favorable outcome over the possible outcome. Ano yung sinasabi nating favorable outcome? When we say favorable outcome, that is the outcome that we get according to our goal. Like, for example, here, our goal is to get doubles. So yung goal mo is to get doubles. So yung favorable outcome dun sa iyong goal is 6. And yung possible outcome naman, ayun yung number ng lahat ng posibleng maging resulta ng pag-roll natin ng die. Okay? So ano yung tawag natin doon? We call that the probability. Yung ratio of favorable over the possible outcome is the process of getting the probability of an event. Okay? So we have the word there, probability. Now, in a finite sample space where each outcome are equally probable, the probability of an event, E, denoted by P of E, is given by, oh my gosh, bumalik ako sa umpisa. Okay, balik tayo dun. Yan. Is given by this equation that is P of E, or probability of an event E, is equal to the number of the favorable outcome divided by the number of the possible outcomes. So katulad yung ginawa natin kanina. And in symbols, of course, that is P of E equals the number of elements in that event divided by the number of elements in the possible outcomes, or the number of elements in the sample space. So yung number of elements in that event kanina is 6, 6 yung doubles, and then the number of elements in our sample space, which is shown by our chart or table, is 36. Okay? So ngayon, tingnan natin, what is the probability that the double will appear when the dice are rolled? So nabigyan na nga natin kanina that the probability of the event of getting doubles when 2 dice are rolled is P of doubles equals 6 over 36, which is equal to 1 over 6. So done na tayo, no, dun sa doubles. How about the probability of getting 2 numbers with a sum of 13 when the dice are rolled? Ano kaya yung probability na kapag nag-roll tayo ng dice, ang makukuha natin number, their sum is 13. Sige, who would like to answer? Yan pa kayo? Nandiyan pa po kayo? Alin dito? Sige, I want you to look at the table. Alin dyan yung kapag nag-roll tayo ng die at nakuha natin yung pair, yung outcome na yan, ang magiging sum nila ay 13. Alin dyan ang may sum na 13?
6 and 3.
6 and 3. So 6 plus 3 is? What is 6 plus 3? 9.
9.
So,
6
hindi
saka
siya
5, ma'am.
13. How about 6 and 5? 6 plus 5 is?
11.
11. O, hindi pwede. Kasi ang sabi natin, their sum should be 13. Ano daw? May nagsasalita kanina?
Zero probability po.
Ano daw, Valladolid?
Zero.
Hindi kita naririnig, mahina yung boses ko. Hello? Ayan, nag-chat na lang siya. Zero probability po, sabi niya. Yes, we call that zero probability. Why zero probability? Because as you can see, kapag nag-roll ka ng die, ito lang lahat ng mga posibleng lumabas. At wala ni isa dyan ang may sum na 13. Okay? Meron tayong mga iba't ibang dice, no? Pero dito specifically, we are using a 6-sided die. So kung mapapansin nyo, 1 to 6 lang ang posibleng makuha, and we cannot or getting two numbers with a sum of 13 will not happen here. Okay? So any probability that you will get two numbers with a sum of 13, and that is zero probability. So posible pala that there are zero probability, of course, because probability is between 0 and 1. So probability is an event that will happen which is between 0 and 1. Ano ibig kong sabihin sa between 0 and 1? Ang ibig kong sabihin is that if the event is impossible to happen, that means its probability is 0. Then if the event is or surely will happen, if the event will certainly happen, that means the probability of that event is 1. Okay? So ano naman yung 0 and 1 inclusive? When we say 0 and 1 inclusive, probability is from 0 to 1. It can be, or between 0 to 1. It can be a fraction, it can be a percentage, like for example, 80% chance of winning. O kaya naman, 12% chance of raining. Those chances, we represent that with the number that is their probability. Like for example, 1/4 chance. When we say chance, that's the probability. 1/4, that is the probability of that event. Okay? So, mapapansin nyo, hindi lang siya 0 and 1, but also, kaya nga sinabing inclusive because probability is also those numbers, fractions, and percentages that is between 0 and 1. Okay, basta 0, it will not happen. Pag 1, it will certainly happen. And kung hindi siya 0, hindi siya 1, but it can give you a fraction like 3/4, 1/2. Also, it can be a percentage That is probability. And of course, you have to also know that when a probability is closer to 1, meaning the more likely that event is to happen. Okay, mas malapit yung value niya or probability niya to 1, meaning that event will likely to happen. Okay? So, for you to have more knowledge about this or for you to understand this more, let us have the examples. So, number 1, a blue and a green dice are rolled. Find the probability of the following events. So, ano na yung mga events na yon? That is letter A. The green die shows 6. Green ha, specifically green. Letter B. The sum of the two numbers is 8. And letter C, or the event C, the sum of the two numbers is less than 6. So let us have first, no, the solution. Ako yung nahuli pala yung ano ko, yung table. Yan. Alam nyo na yung answer, no, bago nyo makita yung table. So, blue and a green dice are rolled. Find the probability of the following events. So, the green die shows 6. Ang ginawa niya, we can also do this is for you to list all the possible outcomes for the event A. So, makikita nyo, ito yung green die that shows 6. So, yan yung mga outcomes. So, bibilangin nyo lang yan 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there are 6 over the total number or the sample space, which is 36. So 6 over 36, which is also equal to 1 over 6. How about for letter B? That is the sum of two numbers is 8. So ano kaya yung magiging solution natin? So of course, we will look for the outcomes whose sum is 8. And that is 6, 2, 5, 3, 4, 4, 3, 5, and 2, 6. So let us count first the number of elements whose sum is 8 and over the sample space. That is 5 over 36, or syempre wala na siyang lowest term kasi they don't have divisible, no numbers is divisible by both 5 and 36. So yun na yung answer natin, 5 over 36. Well, in letter C, the sum of two numbers is less than 6. So ano ba yung mga numbers or outcomes whose sum is less than 6? And that is 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 3, 1, 4. So lahat ng yan, pag inad natin sila, their sum is less than 6. Okay? So bilangin natin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 sa mga possible outcomes natin, ang sum is less than 6. So that's 10 over 36. And to get the simplest form, that is 5 over 8. We divide them, the both numerator and denominator, to 2. Okay. Next, how about if you are given this kind of situation where you have to form a committee consisting of 2 persons, and you will choose those 2 persons from a group of 5 consisting of 3 boys and 2 girls. And then you are going to look for the probability that the committee is composed of 2 boys and composed of 1 boy and 1 girl. Okay? So since it is a situation that gives you an idea about getting combination of people where arrangement is not important, meaning this is combination. So ano muna yung gagawin natin? Of course, we have to look at first ano yung hinihingi ng ating sitwasyon. Na dapat, okay, you are going to look for the probability na yung committee is composed of 2 boys, or you will choose 2 boys to complete that committee. So kung dalawang lalaki, syempre let us have first the solution for that. Ilan ba yung arrangements that is consist of 2 boys? No? So ang ginawa niya dito is naglagay siya dyan ng sample space. No? Ito yung mga possible outcomes, and that is represented by this event S. Okay? And then, bibilangin natin no, yung number of the sample space. Ilan ba lahat ng possible outcomes natin? And that's 10. And then after that, pwede na natin bilangin kung ilan yung number of arrangements arrangement ng dalawang lalaki yung pinili natin for the given. So, yung number of boys is 3. And as you can see, there are 3 outcomes here whose members are all boys. Okay? So that's B1, B2, B1, B3, B2, B3. So kung titignan natin, yung probability of getting 2 boys is 3/10. How about the probability of getting 1 boy and 1 girl? And that is also 3. Ano yung mga outcomes na yon? That's B1, G1, B1, G2. O hindi siya 3, no? Kung titingnan nyo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 dapat. So, yung number of outcomes with 1 boy and 1 girl ay 6. So, mali nakasulat dyan, no? Then, of course, dapat over siya dun sa total number of sample space or a total number of outcomes. So, that's probability of getting 1 boy and 1 girl is 6/10 or 3/5. Ito dapat 6 yan, ha? Okay? So, pwede rin naman natin gawin. So, pwede din naman tayong dyan. Gumamit ng combination notation. So, katulad ng ginawa natin kanina, let us start first with A. So, sa A, 2 boys will be chosen. So, kung 2 boys will be chosen, syempre, consider mo that there are 3 boys. So, out of 3 boys, 2 lang dyan ang pipiliin mo. Or should I say, out of 3, you will choose 2. Then how about for the sample space, yung naka-over? Syempre, out of 5, you will choose 2 only. Bakit 5? Kasi 3 yung boys, 2 yung girls, and that's 5. That's combination of 5 taken 2. So what is combination of 3 taken 2 at a time? That is 3. And combination of 5 taken 2 at a time is also 10. Which is also the same with our answer earlier. Pinapakita ko lang sa inyo na pwede nyo siyang i-list down kung ano yung mga possible outcomes. Pero kung medyo malaki na yung numbers sa binigay, hindi na, no? You will use this combination notation para mas madali. It will be easier. Okay? How about for letter B, consisting of 1 boy and 1 girl? So dito muna tayo sa boy. Isang lalaki, isang babae. So ano muna yung combination natin for boys? That's combination of 3 kasi 3 yung lalaki and you will take 1 only. Multiply natin siya sa girl, yung combination notation, that's 2 taken 1. Syempre, over pa rin, combination of 5 taken 2. So what is combination of 3 taken 1? That is 3. And combination of 2 taken 1 is 2. Okay, how about combination of 5 taken 2? That is 10. So this will give us 6/10. So para mag-simplify natin, let us simplify our answer. This will be 3/5. So pwede yung kanina, kung konti lang naman or maliit lang yung number sa binigay, pero pag binigyan kayo ng maraming or malaking number of boys and girls at mahirap na siyang ilista, you can also use this solution. Yung gagamit kayo ng combination notation to solve for that given problem. Okay? Next. A committee of 2 is to be chosen at random from a group of 5. Yun din pala yun, no? So let us have example number 3. How about naman this kind of example where you have to solve for x and at the same time look for the probability of the selected ball. So there are x red balls, 12 blue balls, and 2x plus 4 white balls in a box. One ball is selected at random from the box. If the probability that the selected ball is red is equal to 1 over 5, what is the value of x? The selected ball is then put back into the box and another ball is then selected. Find the probability that the selected ball will be A, blue, and B, not red. So first thing to do is for you to, of course, solve for the value of x. Okay, so value of x muna tayo. So para ma-solve natin yung value of x, dito muna tayo. Bakit dyan? Sa blue agad. Sige, doon na tayo sa blue. So para makuha natin yung answer natin dito, we have to first solve for the value of x. Paano natin masosolve yun? Of course, let us consider what is given. Ano ba yung binigay sa atin? Ang sabi, the probability of red is equal to 1 over 5. Again, how do we get for the red? Dito ako sa taas ha. Yung P of red, of course, is equal to, dun tayo sa red. Ano ba yung red natin? That's x. Okay? How about for the total number of balls? Siyempre, kung total number of balls yan, we have to add all of this. So that's x plus 12 plus 2x plus 4. So, ito daw ay equal to 1 over 5. Okay? So, ano na yung magiging next step natin? Gusto ko lang itong dito. So, next step natin is to combine all the common or similar terms in the denominator. That's x plus 2x, and that is 3x. 12 plus 4, that's 16. Okay? Then we'll have 1 over 5. Then after that, we'll multiply both sides by the denominators. That's 3x plus 16 times 5. Same with the other one, 3x plus 16, okay, times 5. Meron lang dito kasi sumingit na symbol. Yan. Then we cancel out 3x so 16. So matitira natin dito 5. Then we'll multiply that to x. So this will be 5x. And the other one, cancel out muna natin ng 5. So 1 times 3x plus 16 is 3x plus 16. And then after that, transpose, we subtract 3x both sides. So we'll have 5x minus 3x equals 16. So 5x minus 3x is 2x, which is equal to 16. Then divide natin both sides by 2. X now is equal to 8. So since we have the value of x, pwede na natin ma-solve yung blue. Paano? Siyempre, alamin nyo muna ilan ba yung red balls. Ilan ba yung blue balls, which is we already know that is 12. And how about the white balls? So, solve natin. Red is x, blue is 12, and the white is 2x plus 4. So, since x is equal to 8, red is 8. Blue is 12, and yung white natin is 2 times 8 plus 4. So 2 times 8 is 16, plus 4, 20. Okay? So all in all, ilan ba yung total number of balls natin? Kung bibilangin natin, ang total number of balls natin ay 4. Okay? So yan yung total number of balls natin. So how do we find for the probability of blue? Siyempre, the probability of getting blue balls is equal to, yung numerator natin will be the number of blue balls. Wait lang. Tapos, yung ating denominator is the total number of balls. So, blue natin ay ilan? 12. At ang denominator natin ay 40. Which will give us 12 over 40, or what is the simpler form of 12 over 40? This is, both of them are divisible by 4, so this will be 3 over 10. So ang sagot natin dito ay 3 over 10. Okay? Next. How about for, tandaan nyo muna yung ano dito, yung answer natin dito Yung answer natin dito, yung red natin 8, yung blue natin 12, and yung white natin 20. So ano naman, if not red? So ano ba yung not red? So for us to get the probability of getting a ball which is not red, of course, kailangan natin i-consider ano ba yung not red. Siyempre, yun yung blue. Blue at yung so yun yung blue at yung white. Okay? So ilan ulit yung blue? 12. And yung white natin, ilan? 20. So 12 plus 20, we have 30 divided by 40. So what is 32 divided by 40? Ano ba yung equivalent niya? We can divide both of them by ilan ba possible? 8? No? So we can divide both of them by 8. So this will be 4 and this will be 5. So our answer here is 4 over 5. Any question to that? I think wala namang question. So balikan natin yung solution. No? Una, kinuha muna natin yung total number of balls. Nakalagay kasi dito bag. No? Which is x plus 12 plus 2x plus 4. Then that is 3x plus 16. So we have x divided by 3x plus 16, which is equal to 1 over 5. Next, solving for x, we'll have 5x equals 3x plus 16. Then we have 2x equals 16, so x is 8. So that is the number of red balls and at the same time the value of x. So ano yung number ng white balls? That's 20. Okay, so there are 8 red balls, 12 blue balls, and we have 20 white balls. Okay, so para ma-solve mo yung blue, that's 12 over 40 or 3 over 10, and yung not red is either blue or white. So what is the meaning of that? That is 12 plus 20, which is equal to 30. And the number or the probability of getting not red is 32 over 40, or simply 4 over 5. Okay, so let us now proceed to the wrap up. What you need to remember is that probability is an event, or probability of an event is a ratio that compares the number of favorable outcomes to the number of a possible outcome. And that is represented by T of E equals number of favorable over the number of possible outcomes. And you have to recall also that the probability of an event will happen, that the event will happen is between 0 and 1 inclusive, meaning 0 is the probability that it will not happen, and if the probability is 1, the event will certainly happen. Then the closer the probability is to 1, the more likely it is to happen. Okay? So for your valuing, alam nyo naman na yan, what to do. Ibibigay ko sa inyo yung mga gagawin later sa inyong value. Okay? So let us now have yung ating module number. Wait lang. Napin ko lang yung module number 14 and 15. So, doon muna tayo sa 14. Wait lang ha. Share natin. Nakikita na ba yung screen ko? So, I think nakikita na. So, for your module number 14, we are going to deal with not just simple probability, but of course, the probability of two events. Kanina, simple event lang. Ngayon, two events na yung gagawin natin. Okay? Now, you are expected to, of course, illustrate the probability of a union of two events. Then, find the probability of the union of events A and B, or the two events. So for our pretest, a card is drawn at random from a standard pack of 52 playing cards. Find the probability that the card is a club or a spade. So ilan ba yung clubs natin and spade in a standard deck of cards? Ilan po yung club sa standard deck of cards? Nakikita niyo ba yung screen ko? I know, nakikita niyo yung screen ko. Ilan po yung clubs? Familiar ba kayo sa standard deck of card, yung barahan na ginagamit natin pag naglalaro?
Hindi po.
Hindi po, So hindi kayo masyadong familiar sa mga cards. But I know some of you are familiar. So sabi nga ni Ambas, 13 po yung clubs. Yes, 13 po yung club. And at the same time, yung spade ay 13 din. So 13 yung clubs, 13 yung spade. So kung meron kayong 13 and another 13, a club or a spade, so how many cards? Sabi, what is the probability that a card is a club or a spade? There is a word or, meaning you have to add them. So 13 plus 13 is
26.
26 over ilan lahat ng cards? 52. So we have here 26 over 52. Syempre, kapag kinuha natin yung lowest term nun, we'll get the answer, which is 1/2. Okay? Next. Number 2, the probabilities that the three teams L, M, and N winning a basketball competition are 1/3, 1/6, and 1/9 respectively. Assuming only one team can win, calculate the probability that either M or N wins. Ano po kaya yung gagawin natin? Assuming that only one team can win. So as you can see dito, meron silang mga kanya-kanyang probability, ano? So kung may kanya-kanya silang probability, we have to consider that. Kaya lang kasi ang sabi dito, either M or N wins. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng or dito? Ang ibig sabihin ng or dito, meaning you have to add both of them. So kung si M, ano ba ang value ni M, or I mean the probability of M, that's 1/6. At yung probability ni N ay 1/9, so that's 1/6 plus 1/9. Ano po yung answer doon? 1/6 plus 1/9. Ano po yung ano nun? Sum ng 1/6 at saka ng 1/9. Ano yung sum ng 1/6 and 1/9? So, ang 1/6 plus 1/9, pag inad natin yan, they should have the same denominator. So, ano yung same denominator nila? Or LCD nila? That is 18. So, 18 divided by 6 is 3 times 1, 3. Plus 18 divided by 9, 2 times 1, 2. So we have 3 plus 2, that is 5/8. So makikita nyo dito, ang answer natin ay 5/8. So anong ibig sabihin ng or dito? Ang ibig sabihin ng or dyan is plus. Meaning union, pagsasamahin mo silang dalawa. Okay, naintindihan yan? Okay, next. Burahin ko na po yung nakasulat sa screen, ha? Clear all drawings. Yan. So let us have number 3. A die is rolled. What is the probability of getting an even number or a factor of 2? A die is rolled. Ano daw po yung possibility na makukuha natin ay even o kaya naman ay so ano ba yung mga even numbers from 1 to 6? That is 2, 4, 6, right? Ano naman yung isa? Factors of 2, that's 2 and 1, or simply 1, 2. Okay, so we have here 3/6. At ito naman ay 2/6. I-add natin yan, that's 5/6. Okay? So ang answer natin dito ay 5/6. Kaya lang kasi ang answer niya dito hindi ata 5/6, pero dapat 5/6 yan. Okay, let me clear the screen. Nice. Next, number 4. 15 balls in a jar are numbered from 1 to 15. A ball is drawn at random from the probability that the number on the ball is less than 6 or greater than 6. Ano ba yung mga less than 6 na number? Ano yung mga less than 6? Doon muna tayo sa probability of less than 6. Or pwede na tayo gumamit kasi ng ng symbol, no? Gamit tayo ng less than 6. That's less than 6. Ano na yung mga numbers that are less than 6? Ano po yung mga numbers that is less than 6? Narinig niyo ba ako? Nakikita niyo po yung screen ko?
Opo.
Opo, akala ko hindi niyo na ako naririnig. So, dun tayo sa less than 6 muna, no? Gumilid yung natin, solution. So, less than 6, ano yung mga numbers that are less than 6 muna? Yan, para makita niyo. So, yung mga less than 6 na number, from 1 to 15. What are those? Sige, sabihin nyo kasi mahirap magsulat tapos mag-click ako ng chat box. Di ako alis dito sa less than 6 na to hanggat di kayo nagsasalita.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1 or simply 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How about greater than 9? Kasi kinuha natin less than 6. So greater than 9, ano na yung mga yon? Of course, that's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So hanggang 15 tayo ha, alalahanin. Okay, now we are going to find the probability that the ball is less than 6 or greater than 9. So may nakita tayo ditong or, so ibig sabihin mag-a-add tayo. Okay, so pag nag-add tayo dito, ang i-add natin, of course, their probabilities. Ano yung probability ng less than 6? That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 over 15. Then the other one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 6 over 15. So ano yung probability of getting a ball which is less than 6 or greater than 9? So ano yun? That's 5 over 15 plus 6 over 15. So kung makikita nyo, nag-add tayo dito because of the word or. That means plus or simply union. Okay? So union, pinagsama natin yung event dito at saka ito. So 5 plus 6, that's 11 over 15. So ang sagot natin dito is 11 over 15. Do you have any question? May question po ba? If none, I will clear all the drawings. Let us have now number 5. So sa number 5 naman, during the MCQ or Modified Community Quarantine period, an employee has a 40% chance to reach the City Hall of Pasig on Monday, 80% chance to reach on Tuesday, and 50% chance to reach on Monday and Tuesday. What is the probability that she reaches the City Hall either Monday or Tuesday? So dito nakita ninyo, meron din tayong word na or. Okay? So what are we going to do with that? Ang gagawin din natin dyan later on ay, wait lang, napindot po kasi. Ang gagawin din natin dyan later on ay mag-a-add. But of course, you have to consider kung meron ba silang common. Okay, when we say common, pareho sa kanilang dalawa, no? So as you can see, 40% lang sa Monday and 80% sa Tuesday. Pero may binanggit dito na 50% daw on Monday and Tuesday. So may common, ano? Pag may common kasi, hindi ka lang basta-basta mag-a-add. But of course, magsusubtract ka din ng common sa kanila. So ano yung gagawin natin doon? Ang gagawin natin doon is we are going to get the probability of Monday. I-add natin siya sa probability ng Tuesday. And then subtract din natin yung probability ng Monday and Tuesday. So that will be the probability of Monday or Tuesday. So kanina kung napapansin nyo dun sa mga earlier problems natin, walang common dun sa mga binibigay natin na problem. Di tulad dito sa problem na to, meron siyang binanggit na common which is 50% daw kapag Monday and Tuesday. So kailangan hindi lang tayo mag-add but simply we also have to subtract. Okay? Next. What to do next? I-add natin muna yung Monday. That's 40 or simply 0.4 because we cannot add what you call this percentages. Kailangan gawin natin silang decimal plus 0.8 kapag Tuesday minus natin yung 0.50 kapag Monday and Tuesday. So 0.40 plus 0.80 is equal to 1.20 minus 0.5 which is equal to 0.70 or simply 70%. Okay, so ano yung chance that the employee will reach the Pasig City Hall on Monday or Tuesday? That is 70%. Okay, so malinaw po ba how we did this? Later, there are more examples of this. Okay. Now, let us proceed to the lesson. Click na tayo sa lesson. Diretso na tayo sa lesson. Wait. Bago tayo dumiretso sa lesson, syempre, you have to know first the deck of cards. Ano ba yung itsura ng deck of cards? Ang deck of cards po is 52, composed of 52 playing cards. Then, it has two different colors. Half of it is black, half of it is red. Okay? So, dun sa mga hindi masyadong familiar sa cards, you have to familiarize yourself dun sa mga cards na binabanggit ko, no? So, dito kumuha ako ng card din kasi gusto kong tingnan din yung kulay nila. So, kung makikita nyo, half of it is red, half of it is black. Yung black dito ay yung spade at yung clubs. Yung clubs ay parang pamaypay ang itsura, no? Ganon din yung spade, parang pamaypay yung itsura, magkaiba lang ng shape. So yung spade ay parang bulaklak na may may tangkay sa baba, while yung clubs naman ay parang heart na may tangkay sa ibaba. Okay? Yung other half ay yung diamond na color red and yung heart na color red din. So para maalala nyo. And each of those suit, apat kasi yung suit, diba? Heart, spade, club, and diamonds. So each of those suit na meron tayo ay composed of 2, 3, 4, 5 hanggang 10. And after ng 10, meron na tayong jack. And then after ng jack, meron tayong queen. And then after ng queen, meron tayong king. At syempre, yung pinakamataas sa lahat, that is the ace. Okay? So yung ace na yon is represented by A. Okay? So para maging familiar kayo. And each of the suits have 13 cards. Sabi ko nga, from 2 to 10. And then we have ace, jack muna, jack, queen, king, and then ace. So para maging familiar kayo. So ilan ba yung diamond natin ulit dun sa 52 cards? Since that is composed of 4 suits, isa doon yung diamond, that is 13. So ilan yung diamond? 13. Or 13 over 52. And kapag nilowest term natin yon, we'll get 1/4. Okay? How about a black card? Ilan ba lahat ng black card? Sabi ko nga kanina, kalahati ng cards natin ay black. So that's 26 over 52 or simply 1/2. Okay? How about the red ace? Ilan ba yung ace natin? 4. Dalawa doon ay red, dalawa doon ay black. So, dalawa lang ang red ace. So, that's 2 over 52 or simply 1/26. How about the queen? 4 po yung queen natin. Dalawang red, dalawang black. So, kung 4 yon, that's 4 over 52 or 1/3. Okay? So, recap lang yan para maging familiar kayo sa standard deck of cards. Now, let's proceed to the lesson. Meron tayo ditong sitwasyon kung saan si Chris at si Bobby are playing a Scrabble game. Now, para ma-determine nila kung sino yung unang magro-roll ng die, kailangan nilang mag-roll ng die at kung sino yung pinakamalaking number na makuha, siya yung mauunang maglalagay ng word. Okay? So, yun yung naging usapan nila para ma-determine sino dapat yung unang maglalagay ng mga words sa Scrabble. So, ang nakuha ni Bobby ay 4. 4 yung nakuha niya nung nag-roll siya ng die. And, of course, kung ikaw si Chris, para ikaw yung mauna dahil may advantage kapag ikaw yung naunang nakapaglapag ng word, kailangan na makuha mong number is 5 or 6, right? Para maunahan mo si Bobby to put the words first. So now we are going to solve for the probability that Chris will play first by getting 5 o kaya naman 6. So gaano kalaki yung chance that Chris will play first if he got 5 or 6. So again, as you can see, we have here the event, which is the die shows either 5 or 6. So doon muna tayo sa event A. Yung die shows 5. And the other event naman, the die shows 6. Okay? So kapag 5, of course, ilan ba yung 5 sa die? Okay, bibilangin natin yun later on para masagot natin yung tanong na what is the probability of A? How about yung B? The die shows a 6. So, kailangan natin bilangin ilang beses pwedeng makuha yung 6, no? In rolling a die. Para masagot natin yung question na what is the probability of B? And then after that, we will solve for the probability of A and B and the probability of A or B. So, ano yung probability of A? Probability of A getting 5 is 1 over 6. Bakit? Isa lang po kasi yung 5 dun sa die. Okay? From yung die natin, composed of 1 to 6, isa lang dun yung 5. At ganoon din sa B, isa lang din yung 6. So that's 1 over 6. How about yung parehong 5 at saka 6 yung makuha natin? Possible ba na parehong 5 and 6 yung makuha natin in rolling a die? Posible ba na makuha natin ay isa lang yung die natin, remember? Then when you roll that, ang makuha natin ay 5 at 6. Possible ba yun, Guerrero?
Hindi po.
Hindi po. So meaning 0. Or sabihin na natin that is 0 probability. Okay, getting 5 and 6 is 0 probability. So walang common sa kanila. Yun ang masasabi natin, no? Walang common sa kanila kasi hindi natin sila pwedeng makuha at the same time. Next, how about yung yung A or B? Later kunin natin yung answer doon. Pero what I want you to look at is this. When two events are connected by conjunctions and or, the events A and B are said to be a compound event. Okay? Ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng A and B? Ang ibig sabihin yan, A intersection B, or I mean, intersection of A and B. Okay? Ano naman yung or? That's union of A and B. Naintindihan? Anong ibig sabihin ng A and B? Ibig sabihin, 5 and 6 ang makukuha mo. Ito namang isa, ang meaning niyan, 5 o kaya naman 6 ang makukuha mo. Okay? So, ang tawag natin dyan now is compound events. Bakit sila naging compound events? Because they are connected by conjunctions and o kaya naman or. Okay, so yung pinag-uusapan pala natin dito is what we know, what we called the compound event. So what now is a compound event? It is consist of two or more simple events. Ulitin ko ha, this consists of two or more simple events that are connected by conjunctions and or. Okay? Then of course, pag kinuha natin yung probability of two events, di ba, we are getting their sum kapag or simply union. Okay? Or means union, nag-a-add tayo. Right? Naaalala niyo yung sinabi ko sa inyo. And if A and B are events in the same sample space, pag sinabing same sample space, meron silang common element niyan. Ibig sabihin, kapag may common element sila, ang gagawin mo is not just to add them, but also to subtract what is common in them. Okay? So katulad nito, the probability of getting A or B or union of A and B is equal to the probability of A plus the probability of B minus their intersection. Ito yung end na sinasabi. Okay, mamaya makikita nyo yung mga solutions. Bakit siya tinawag na ganun? Bakit siya tinawag na intersection? Bakit siya sinasubtract? Okay, malalaman nyo later. Let's proceed. If A and B is an empty set, kapag wala silang common, ano lang ang gagawin? You simply add. Okay? I-add lang natin sila kasi walang common sa kanila. Tulad ng nasa problem natin, kung makikita nyo, walang common sa 5 at sa 6. So ano lang ang gagawin natin? All we have to do to get the probability of getting 5 or 6 is i-add natin silang dalawa. That's A plus B, or probability of A plus probability of B, which is 1 over 6 plus 1 over 6. And that gives us 2 over 6, or simply 1/3. Walang common ha sa kanilang dalawa. Now let us have more examples. And ang gamitin nating example ay yung deck of cards. Why deck of cards? Because dito makakakita tayo ng mga examples na merong kapareho, may common elements, or kaya naman walang common elements. So let us have letter A, B, and C. Yung A natin, an ace or a king. Yung B natin, a heart or a queen. Yung C natin, neither a king nor a queen. So doon muna tayo sa A. So yung solution natin for A is, of course, you have to add the probability of ace and probability of king. So ilan ba yung ace natin sa deck of cards? Ilan yung ace natin sa deck of cards? Doon sa mga familiar sa sa baraha, ilan po yung ace? Pag ace, yun yung may letter A na letra. So kung kayo ay nagpupusoy, nagtutong-its, 4, correct. So kung kayo ay gumagamit ng baraha, malalaman nyo na may 4. 4 yan lahat eh. 4 na 2, 4 na 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 4 na jack, 4 na queen, 4 na king, 4 na ace. Okay? So kung 4 yung ace, that's 4 over 52. Yung king, binanggit ko na rin, 4 din po iyon. So that's 4 over 52 also. Pwede din naman, ang gamitin nyo is yung lowest term nila, which is 1 over 13 plus 1 over 13, which will give us 2 over 13. So the probability for you to get ace or a king is 2 over 13. Bakit tayo nag-add dito? Because we have here the word or, that means the union of ace and king. Okay? Walang common elements. Bakit walang common elements? Kasi sa standard deck of card po, walang ace na king. Okay? Walang ace at the same time king. Okay? How about for letter B? Sabi, a heart or a queen. So kung titingnan natin yung mga cards, okay? Kung titingnan natin yung mga cards, ang heart doon ay 13. 13 cards doon ay heart. At yung queen natin ay 4. Okay? Ang tanong ko ngayon sa letter B, meron bang queen of hearts sa card? Meron bang, may possible bang makakuha tayo ng heart and at the same time, queen? Possible ba makakuha tayo ng card na queen and at the same time heart?
Opo.
Opo, posible na makakuha tayo ng queen na heart. Okay? So, kung meron tayong common element, at binilang ko na siya dun sa heart, sabi ko 13 yung heart na card. So, nabilang ko na dun yung queen na isa. Kapag binilang ko ulit yung queen, ilan yung queen? 4. So, madodoble yung bilang ko sa kanya. Kaya tayo nagsusubtract. Okay? So, ano yung gagawin natin? We are going to add the probability of getting a heart and the probability of getting a queen. And aside from that, we will also subtract yung parehong element na meron sila. Bakit? Kasi madodoble po tayo ng bilang sa kanya. At remember, yung Queen of Hearts, ay iisa lang naman yan sa standard deck of cards. Okay? So kung makikita nyo, binilang ko na siya dito sa heart, binilang ko ulit siya sa queen, so naging 2 na sila. So ang gagawin natin is subtract natin kung ilan yung parehong Queen of Hearts. Kasi 2 beses ko siya nabilang. Okay? So ilan yung Queen of yung heart? That's 13 over 52. Yung Queen of Hearts ay 52. So 2 beses ko nabilang. Ngayon, i-minus natin para hindi madoble yung bilang. Minus 1 over 52. So that is 16 over 52 or simply 4 over 30. So naintindihan na bakit tayo nagsusubtract? That is because nabilang na natin siya dito at binilang natin ulit. Hindi pwedeng maging 2 siya. So magsusubtract tayo. Okay? Next, sa letter C, neither a king nor a queen. O, neither a king nor a queen. Siyempre, ang sabi daw dyan, hindi king at hindi queen ang pukunin mo. So, ano yung probability nun? Siyempre, para makuha yon, kailangan kunin mo muna yung king or queen. Or yan ha, or. Kunin muna natin yung king or queen. Bakit natin kukunin yung number of king and number of queen or probability of king and queen? Tapos i-add natin. Kasi para mas madali na lang mag-subtract. Okay? So kapag kinuha mo na yan, yung number of probability niyan, i-minus lang natin, yun na yung neither a king nor a queen. So sabi dyan, neither a king nor a queen, magsisimula ka dun sa king or queen. Or yan, or. That's 4 over 52 plus 4 over 52 or 1/3 plus 1/3, that's 2/3. Or 2 over 13. And then we will subtract that to 52 over 52, yung number ng lahat ng cards natin over the total number of possible outcomes. Or simply 1. Diba nga kasi ang 52 over 52 is 1. So that's 1 minus king or queen. Okay? King or queen. So 1 over 2, 1 minus 2 over 30. which is equal to 11 over 30. Naintindihan po? So yung chance na ang makuha mong card ay hindi king at hindi rin queen ay 11 over 30. Malaki-laki yung chance na yun, no? Now let us have in number 2. The probabilities of the three teams A, B, C is 1/4 and 1/8 and 1/10. So respectively, assuming only one team can win, calculate the probability that either A or B wins and neither A nor C wins. So para makuha natin yon si either A or B. So dito muna tayo sa number 2. So probability of either A or B wins will have 1 over 4. That's for A. Ito yun. And yung B natin, ito yun. 1 over 8 plus 1 over 8 equals, ano ba yung formula sa kanila? 8. 8 divided by 4 is 2 plus 1 will have 3 over 8. Also, inad natin yung A and B. Yung probabilities ng A at B. How about for letter B? Palit tayo ng color. So for letter B naman, we'll have neither A nor C wins. So para makuha natin yon, ang gawin natin is we get the A or B, C muna. Okay? So ano ba yung A? 1/4 plus yung C, 1 over 10. Their common or LCD is 20. 20 divided by 4 is 5. Times 1 is 5 plus 2 times 1 is 2. So that is 7 over 20. So ano yung gagawin natin sa 7 over 20? Subtract natin siya from 1. So probability of neither A nor C wins is equal to 1 minus 7 over 20. Or simply 13 over 20. Okay? Malinaw po ba bakit or paano nakukuha yung mga answers? If yes, and if you are done sa screenshot, I'll clear all the drawings para makaproceed na tayo sa solution. Ayan. Yan. So we have 3 over 8 and the other one naman is yung or muna ang hinanap or sinol. And then sinubtract natin siya sa 1 and we get 13 over 20. So ganun lang po siya kadali. Okay? Next, the number 3 naman natin is yung percentage of raining on Saturday and on Sunday. But meron silang common, no? So basahin ko muna yung problem. If there is a 30% chance of rain on Saturday, a 70% chance of rain on Sunday, and a 21% chance of rain on Saturday and Sunday, what is the probability that it will rain on either Saturday or Sunday? So kung mapapansin nyo dito, meron tayong meron tayong common, that's 21% chance. Titin natin. That's 21% chance that it will rain on Saturday and Sunday. So yan yung common. Bakit? Kasi makikita nyo meron tayong 2 events which is connected by the word and. So ano yung kailangan natin tingnan muna dito? Tingnan muna natin. 30% chance daw for Saturday and 70% chance daw for Sunday. And since they have common, so ano yung gagawin natin? Gagamitin natin yung probability of A or B equals the probability of A plus yung probability of B minus their intersection, which is A or B. A and yan, and. Okay, so nakita nyo naman dito, no, may end tayo nakita. So So ano yung magiging solution natin? That's probability of raining on Saturday lang. Ando natin. Probability of raining on Saturday or Sunday. That's 30%, which is 0.30. 70% is 0.70. And then yung 21% is 0.24. So add mo na natin. 0.30 plus 0.70, that's 1. Then subtract natin si 0.21, which is equal to 0.79 or simply 79%. So the chance that it will rain on Saturday or Sunday is 79%. Okay? O, na-screenshot na po ba? Kasi mag-clear all drawings na po ako. Okay. Andamin niyo muna at magre-report lang ako ng attendance natin. Ang dami yung classmate na ano, no? 21 yung boys, 22 yung girls. Pero ang nasa klase ko, 16. Napakaangas talaga ng Guerrero. For sure, yung iba niyong classmate, may mga pang-internet naman sila. Kasi 'di ba yung messenger, hindi siya gumagana kung wala kang internet. Hindi ka makapag-send ng message. Sana naman kahit papano, no, mapasok sila. May nagme-messenger pa ba sa inyo? May nagme-messenger sa inyo? Guerrero? Hindi ko kayo naririnig. May nagme-messenger?
Messenger class, ma'am?
Apo?
Opo. Sa ESP po.
Lahat kayo nakakapasok nun. O pagdating ng discussion, lilima, aapat na lang nagsisim. Tinry ko yun dati sa
Attendance
inyo.
lang po yung iba.
O diba? Attendance lang. And very sad yun para sa aming mga teachers nyo kasi third quarter na yung mga nangangakong babawi sa kanilang mga grades, hindi pa nakakabawi, di ba? Yung mga lagi nga pumapasok, bumababa pa yung grades kasi mababa yung scores nila. What more pa yung hindi talaga pumapasok, talagang walang grade, ano? So let us proceed now to the solution. Review natin yung solution. Again, that's 0.30 plus 0.70 minus 0.21, and that gives us 0.79 or 79%. So what you need to remember is that compound events are two or more events that is connected by conjunctions and or. And the probability of two events found by adding the probability of each event. Pero syempre, you have to consider if they have common elements or none. Okay? So kapag may common elements tayo, you have to add and subtract. Kasi babawas natin yung sobrang element. Okay? Na dumoble yung bilang. Now, how about yung B? Kapag naman they don't have common elements, all you have to do is to add. Okay, so ganun lang kadali for our module number 14. Let us now proceed to our module number 15. But first, CR lang ako, no? So I'll give you 5 minutes break. 5 minutes. Then balik tayo ng 10 o 10:03. Tama ba ako? 5 minutes. Andiyan na ba kayo? Start na tayo for module number 15 para matapos tayo agad, no? Ito naman, pareho lang din dun sa kung ano yung discuss natin kanina. Pareho lang. Pero binigyan na ng name. Ano? If, let us have first the title of this module. The title of this module is module number 15, Mutually Exclusive Events. So pareho lang din to ng discuss ko kanina. So your goal here is for you to illustrate mutually exclusive events and find the probability of mutually exclusive events. So ano yung pretest natin dito? Let us have first number 1. Two or more events cannot happen at the same time. The events are said to be A, dependent, B, independent, C, mutually exclusive, and D, non-mutually exclusive. So the answer here is mutually exclusive. So tandaan nyo no, na pag mutually exclusive, two or more events cannot happen at the same time. Okay? Next, dito muna tayo sa 13. So sa 13, sa 3, ayaw nyo, matagal pa naman. Yan. Ha? Ito naabutan. Ay, ito naabutan. Yan. Yung sunog ko, ganun. Okay. So dito, a small choir has a tenor singer, 3 soprano singers, and a baritone singer, and a mezzo-soprano singer. So if one of their names was randomly chosen, determine the probability that it was the name of the tenor singer or a soprano singer. So tenor or soprano. So i-add natin yung probabilities nila. Ano ba yung probability ng tenor muna? Ilan ba muna yung tenor? So a tenor singer, meaning isa. How about the soprano? 3 soprano singers, meaning tatlo. So we have how many singers ba na binabanggit? A tenor, meaning isa. 3 soprano, tatlo, so 4 na. A baritone singer, pang-5. A mezzo-soprano singer, pang-6. So isang tenor singer, that's 1/6. And yung soprano singer, that's 3/6. I-add natin sila, 4/6 or simply 2/3. Next, na tayo sa 4. Next, the probability that a student passes their physics exam is 0.71. The probability that they will pass their mathematics exam is 0.81. And the probability that they pass both exams is 0.68. What is the probability that the student only passes their mathematics exam? So as you can see dito sa problem na to, na binanggit siya, no? Student passes their physics exam. And that's 0.71 or 71%. Yung iba naman that passes their mathematics is 0.81. And those who pass both of the exams is 0.68. So mapapansin nyo, itong physics na to, itong mga nakapasa sa physics na to, yung students who pass the physics, may iba dyan na hindi lang physics ang naipasa. Yung iba dyan naipasa nila or naipasa nila both of the exams. Ganon din sa mathematics. Hindi lahat ng nakapasa sa mathematics ay mathematics lang ang naipasa. Some of them passes both of the exams. Okay? So ano yung gagawin natin dyan? Gagamitin din natin yung formula na ginamit natin kanina. Kasi sabi dito, they passes both of their exams. Or should I say that that is math or physics, yun yung kailangan natin tingnan dito, then makikita ninyo na we have to add the probability of math and the probability of physics. subtract natin yung nakapasa both math and physics. Okay? So to do that, let us have first yung nakapasa sa physics, that's 0.71. Yung nakapasa sa math ay 0.81. Then subtract natin yung nakapasa for both exams. Okay? So kapag inad natin to, this is 1.52. Subtract natin yung 0.68. So, ibig sabihin, yung nakapasa sa math or physics ay 0.84. Okay? So, yung nakapasa sa math or physics is equal to 0.84. Alin dyan sa dalawa? Kaya lang, as you can see, ang hinahanap natin ay yung nakapasa sa math lang. So, ang gagawin natin para makuha yung nakapasa sa math lang, isubtract natin yung physics, then we will get the math. So, subtract natin dyan yung physics, that's 0.71. We'll get 0.13. At ito lang po yung nakapasa sa math lang. Math only. Okay? So, ang answer natin dito is letter C. Let us now have our number, not number 5, but our lesson. Are we done with the screenshot? Okay na ba? Let me clear my screen. So I have here situations. Then you have to put a check or a cross depending on if the two happens at the same time or not. Okay? So sa una, event A natin ay tossing a coin and you get head. Yung B natin, you get a tail. Mangyayari ba sila at the same time? How about yung number 2? Makakuha ka ng 1 o kaya ng 6. Yung event 3 naman natin or yung pangatlo natin is yung unang event niya is getting a 2 at ang second event niya getting an even number. Next yung number 4 naman, you get a yellow ball and yung letter B naman is you get a blue ball. For number 5, we have one student is selected as a monitor, and then John is selected as monitor, and Peter is selected as the monitor. So yung una, makikita nyo getting a head and a tail. Anong ibig sabihin na kapag nag-flip ka ng coin, dalawa yung makukuha mo, head at saka tail. Isang beses ka lang mag-flip. And that is impossible. So they will not happen at the same time. How about yung number 2? Nangyayari ba yan at the same time? Nangyayari po ba yan at the same time?
Hindi po.
Hindi po. Yung number 3,
Pwede po.
pwede mangyari yan. Tama. At the same time. Number 4, number 4 natin, pwede ba sila mangyari at the same time? Makakakuha ka ng yellow at saka ng blue, pareho, sa isang kuhaan lang. And you will only draw one ball. Isang bola lang kukunin mo, yellow at blue na agad.
Hindi po.
Hindi po. And ganun din sa number 5. If you select John, you cannot select Peter as the monitor. Okay? So, kung makikita nyo, there are 4 events here. Or I mean, there are this number 1, 2, 4, and 5, these events, yung mga nasa event na yan in that set of events, hindi sila mangyayari at the same time. And we call that mutually exclusive. While in number 3, possible na mangyari sila at the same time, and we call that non-mutually exclusive. So kapag mutually exclusive, hindi pwedeng mangyari at the same time. While kapag non-mutually, syempre, possible mangyayari sila at the same time. So ano yung mutually exclusive? Mutually exclusive events are events that cannot happen at the same time. These events have no common element. So kanina, sa past lesson natin, sa past module number 14, maaalala nyo, binabanggit na natin tong common elements. At kapag walang common elements, yung dalawang events na binabanggit natin o kaya naman na-encounter natin, therefore, those two events is what we call the mutually exclusive events. So binigyan na natin ng pangalan yung kaninang sinosolve natin na wala namang common element. Okay? So let us have here kung letter A and B, let us understand if sila ba ay mutually or non. So sa A, ang event A natin, you draw an ace and a king. Mutually exclusive ba sila o non-mutually exclusive? Ulitin ko, mutually exclusive pag hindi mangyayari at the same time at non-mutually exclusive kapag mangyayari at the same time. For event A, an ace is drawn. Event B, a king is drawn. Possible ba itong mangyari at the same time or not? Diyan pa kayo? Sagot kayo para matapos tayo agad, para makapagpahinga kayo. Makapagpahinga yung utak nyo bago kayo mag-answer ng worksheet ng quiz. Ano po? Ulitin ko, yung ace at saka yung king ba, pwedeng mabunot natin ng isang bunutan lang, pareho na sila? Kung isa lang card yung kukunin natin?
Hindi po.
Hindi po. Kasi si ace, iba siya kay king. So, walang card sa standard deck of card na makikita nyo nakadrawing yung king, tapos letter A yung nakasulat. Walang ganun. Okay? Pag ace, ace lang. Pag king, king lang. Okay? So, it will not happen at the same time, meaning yung letter A natin are mutually exclusive events. How about for letter B? A card is drawn from a deck of standard playing cards. So, makakakuha ba tayo in event A kapag kumuha tayo ng card? Possible ba na ang event A at B natin ay mangyari at the same time? Ano ba yung event A? A heart. Yung event B naman, A king. So, possible ba yan na mangyari at the same time?
Opo.
Opo. Kasi meron tayong king of hearts. Okay? Meron tayong king of hearts. So, possible na mangyari. Ibig sabihin yung letter B natin is non-mutually exclusive. So, let us have the illustrations para mas makita nyo kung anong ibig kong sabihin. Or the Venn diagram. We have here the diagram of aces and the kings. Kung mapapansin nyo, wala silang common element. That's why their Venn diagram is not overlapping. So, ibig sabihin, wala silang common na element. No? How about for letter B? Sabihin natin na yung letter A, sabi nga natin kanina, they are mutually exclusive since you cannot get an ace and a king at the same time. Okay, ibig sabihin nun, walang common elements. While yung letter B natin, kung makikita nyo yung Venn diagram niya, meron silang isang card na pareho, which is King of Hearts. King na siya, at the same time, heart pa siya. So, ang tawag natin dito is non-mutually exclusive because they have a common element. Okay? Not mutually exclusive, non-mutually exclusive because they have a common element, which is the King of Hearts. Okay? So, let us try solving for the probability. No? Given dito yung event A at event B and their union. So remember, kapag magsasolve tayo ng union of two events, ang formula natin ay adding the probability of the two and then subtracting their intersection. Yung nakabaliktad na Q. Right? And ang hinahanap dito is yung kanyang intersection. So para ma-solve natin yung intersection, let us first substitute the values to the given formula. No? Yung probability of A union B, that is 0.75, equals yung probability of A, which is 0.65, at yung probability ng B, which is 0.30, minus probability of A intersection. Okay? And then this is 0.95 minus probability of A intersection B. And this is 0.75. So, ang pwede natin gawin, transpose natin dito si 0.75 at itong probability sa kabila. So, we'll have probability of A intersection B is equal to 0.95 minus 0.75. So what will be the answer? We have 0.20. So the probability that A, or the probability of their common elements, remember pag nakabaliktad, common elements, no? Or yung end. Pag nakaganto, or. O kaya naman, we have to add. Okay? Mag-a-add tayo. Or ang tawag dyan is union. Okay? Okay, sa intersection. Inuulit ko lang para hindi nyo makalimutan kasi ito yung nakakalimutan nyo lagi. So to find their intersection, we have 0.20 just by substituting the values of the given. Okay? So naintindihan na po ito. So ito yung nawawala, sinubstitute natin to, nag-transpose tayo, then subtract, then we get the answer. Any question? So I think none. So clear ko na yung drawings para makaproceed tayo at nag-10:21 na. Kailangan matapos na natin to, no? So, yan. Sinubstitute natin, transpose, and we get the probability of A intersection. How about for number 2? Ang nawawala naman ay yung union nila. Mas madali ito, ano? So, probability of A union B, that is 0.55 plus 0.35 minus 0.15. This is 0.8090 minus 0.15, 0.75. Okay? So, ganun lang kadali, no? Yung union and intersection of events. Yan. And yung mutually exclusive, ganyan lang siya kadali. No? Yung formula niya, add and subtract lang. Then kapag may nawawala, just substitute, perform the indicated operation, then you'll have your answer. Diba? Napakadali lang ng lesson natin. Yan. So number 3, in a hospital, there are 9 nurses and 4 physicians. 5 nurses and 1 physician are males. If a person is selected from the staff, what is the probability that the person is a nurse or female? As you can see dito, nagbigay tayo ng table for you to understand more about how many is the female, how many is the male, how many are the nurses, and how many are the physicians. So nakita nyo dito kanina, it is given that there are 9 nurses and 4 physicians. And binanggit rin na the 5 nurses and the 1 physician are males. So ito yun, 5 nurses and 1 physician are males. So kung siyam ang nurses at 4 ang physician, meaning 4 yung female at 3, 4 yung female sa nurse at 3 yung physician na female. Okay? And if we get the total of the female, there are 7 females and 6 males, and the total of all the physicians, nurses, female or male is 30. So ito yung grand total. Now, dito, if a person is selected from the staff, what is the probability the person is a nurse or female? So hanapin muna natin yung probability that it is a nurse. Diba? Hanapin muna natin yung probability that it is a nurse. So ilan ba yung nurse? Diba? Ang nurse natin ay siyam out of 13. Okay? How about the female? Ilan ba yung female natin? So meron tayong 7 female out of 30. Okay? So siyam yung nurse, 7 yung female out of 13 staff. Okay? And then, as you can see, meron tayo ditong nurse and at the same time female. Diba? Meron tayo ditong nurse and at the same time female. Yung 4. Okay? Gawin natin yung kulay niya. Yung 4. Female na siya and at the same time, siya ay nurse. So kung mapapansin nyo, binilang na natin siya dito, yung 4 na yan sa nurse, at binilang ulit natin siya sa female. So dahil na doble yung bilang natin, magsasubtract tayo. Ano yung isasubtract natin? Ang isasubtract po natin is subtract yung 4 female nurses. So ano yung representation natin yan? Ang representation natin yan dun sa 4 female nurses ay probability of getting a nurse which is also a female. So ano yung sagot natin yan? That's 4 over 30. So yung gagamitin natin yung formula dito, pareho pa rin. Kung ano yung ginagamit natin formula. Pangit ng kulay, masyadong light. Doon tayo sa dark. Probability of getting a nurse or female staff is equal to the probability of nurse plus the probability of female, getting a female, minus the probability of getting a nurse and female. Okay? So let us substitute. Ano ba yung value nung mga binabanggit natin? So yung nurse natin is 9 over 13 plus yung female natin ay 7 over 13 minus yung sa nurse and female natin is 4 over 13. Bakit ulit natin siya sinasubtract? Kasi dumoble yung bilang natin at hindi pwede yun kasi iisang tao lang yung binabanggit natin doon. Okay, so 9 plus 7 is 16 over 13 minus 4 over 13. And this will give us an answer 12 over 30. Okay. So 12 out of 13 is the possibility of us choosing a nurse or female. Sige, paki-screenshot na po. Habang hindi ko pa binubura. So I think this is the last example no for this module. Do you have any question about this? If not, let me clear my screen para makaproceed na tayo. So to proceed, let us have our solution. Yan. So you have the nurse and the female minus the nurse and female. We have 9 plus 7 or 9 over 13 plus 7 over 13 minus 4 over 13. We'll get 12 over 13. So that is a probability for you to select nurse or female. Okay, next. How about those that, ito, itong problem na to, no? As you can see, meron tayong 16 people who study French and 21 who study Spanish. And there are 30 altogether. Okay? Kaya lang dito, hindi pinanggit sa atin sino yung nag-aaral ng French at saka ng Spanish at the same time. Okay? Ang binanggit lang niya, meron tayo ditong 16 French people that are studying French and 21 who are studying Spanish. Pero hindi niya binanggit kung sino dyan yung nag-aaral ng pareho. Kasi imposibleng French lang ang inaaral nito. Pwedeng French ang inaaral niya and at the same time Spanish. So para makuha natin yung probability that the people who study French only, we have to first identify sino yung nag-aaral ng both French and Spanish. So for our solution, we will let B as the number of people who study French and Spanish. So yung B natin represents the number of people who study French and Spanish. Yun muna kasi yung kailangan natin malaman. Then, isa-subtract natin siya sa 16 para makuha naman natin yung number of people na ang French lang ang inaaral. And then, i-minus din natin siya sa 21 para naman malaman natin sino lang yung nag-aaral ng Spanish. Okay? So, as you can see, dito sa problem, binigyan tayo ng hint na lahat daw sila ay 30. They are all 30 altogether, no? So, gamitin natin yung yung sitwasyon na binigay. Let 16 minus B be those who are studying French only. So sila. And yung 21 minus B is those who are studying Spanish only. And of course, some of them may study French and Spanish. Sila yung B. So dahil they are 30 altogether, kapag inad natin sila, they are equal to 30. That is 16 minus B plus 21 minus B equals 30. So kapag sinimplify natin to, we'll get negative B plus 37. Negative B plus B, that's 0. Tapos may iwan na lang negative B. Tapos meron tayo ditong 37, that's 16 plus 21. Okay, simplify. We transpose or we add or subtract both sides by 37. Then we'll get negative B equals negative 7. Multiply both sides by negative 1. B is 7. So 7 out of those 16 people are studying French and at the same time Spanish. So dahil ang goal lang natin ay to get the number of people who are studying French only, all we have to do is to subtract B from 16. So that 16 minus 7 equals 9. So siyam lang po dun sa mga taong to ang nag-aaral ng French lang. So therefore, the probability that they will select people who are studying French is 9 over 30 or simply 3 over 10. Okay? So for our wrap up, what you need to remember is that there are two events that are mutually exclusive. And that happens if they cannot happen at the same time. Or ibig ko sabihin, we can only call them mutually exclusive if they cannot happen at the same time. And this event has no common elements or ibig sabihin nun, they have no intersection. Their intersection is 0. So the formula of mutually exclusive is simply just add their probabilities. Kapag non-mutually exclusive, dun tayo magsasubtract. So madali lang formula pag mutually exclusive kasi wala silang common. Hindi tulad kapag may common elements sila, magsasubtract ka pa. Okay? So subtract mo yung common elements nila kasi na-count natin siya ng 2 beses. So yun lang po for module 15. I hope you understand something from our lesson. So nakapag-record naman ako. I think this is recorded. Ayan, recorded niya. So I'll give you your time to eat, give you your time to answer. Go back with this video. Mamaya available na to sa YouTube. Balikan nyo kung habang nagsasagot kayo, kung medyo nahihirapan. Okay, para hindi rin kayo mahirapan at para hindi bumaba yung scores nyo sa inyong mga quizzes and worksheets. At para ma-recall nyo yung mga inaral natin. So I'll stop recording.